Hey guys, I'm Ellis and welcome to another episode of Tree Frog Talks. I'm taking the session today and we're going to be talking about the use of chroma key and green screening in your videos and how it can be used and how it's helpful. Green screen is mainly just a way of putting in a different background. It's good for this kind of thing as it allows you to sort of illustrate points basically with kind of visual aids. Last week's Tree Frogs Talks with Chris, we used some green screen to put some websites in the background as he was talking about those particular kinds of website. And it's a good way of just showing what you're talking about and illustrating what you're talking about that little bit more. And in this day and age, green screen is really simple with things like Adobe Premiere, so it's definitely something worth considering. So behind me right now we've got the green background, which is what you need for green screening. And basically you can superimpose a load of different stuff here. I'll just give you some examples now, whether it be still images or sort of video clips. And it just really depends on what you're trying to talk about and what you're trying to illustrate, or whether or not you just want a little bit more of an interesting background. You know, if you're doing a video and you're just against a green wall, it's not really that visually engaging. So, you know, it might be worth putting something in the background anyway, just to sort of make it that little bit more interesting. If your videos are about a product or something like that, and you want to show a process or a bit of a tutorial whilst also focusing on what you're saying, then you can speak and obviously have the tutorial going on in the background, which is an interesting way of doing it. And that way you can kind of talk more a little bit about what you wanted to talk about and not have to sort of lose track of what you're saying while you're fiddling with something or trying to do something at the same time. So it's a good way of mixing the two together and really kind of just making things a little bit more interesting. Another good use of green screen is for review type content. For example, if I was talking about a video game or a film or something like that, I could play some footage in the background, which I am doing right now. And you know, it just helps, again, illustrate points. And that's the main sort of element really to green screening it in this kind of context. Obviously, if it was on a bigger scale, you could use it for backdrops for drama or fiction, that kind of thing. But for this kind of businessy type video and anything that you'll be using it for, it's really just a sort of illustrative tool and a visual aid, really. A green screen frame and the sheet itself can be bought on eBay these days for between the 25 to 30 quid mark, including some postage as well. So it's really, you know, an investment really, because it definitely does help, and it depends on what kind of environment you've got. If you've already got a fairly open space with kind of a minimalist backdrop anyway, then that might be better for you. But if you've got a smaller cramped place and you want to give the illusion of having a bigger area or a slightly more professional backdrop, green screen is possibly the way to go about it. So it's definitely worth thinking about. So with Adobe Premiere, green screening is really simple to do. So we're just going to take a quick look at that and we'll just have a very quick overview on how to do some green screening with Adobe Premiere. So with Adobe Premiere, green screening is fairly simple. It's just a case of using some filters and some different effects. What you're going to want to do first of all is go down to your media browser and find the clip that you want to be the base for your green screen. And you want to obviously just drag that into your timeline. When it's in your timeline, you want to leave the audio where it is, but drag the video up to the second video panel. And then you want to head over to the effects segment of the tray down here and go to visual effects, keying, and then I would recommend Ultra Key. When you've got the Ultra Key effect, just drag and drop it onto your base clip and go to Effects Controls and click this little sort of paintbrush looking thing here and drag it over to one of the darker spots of the background. You want to get as dark a spot in the background as you can and click on that, and as you can see, it'll cut the background to black. Now what you want to do from here is take the clip that you want to use as your background, whether it be an image or a video, and put it here in between your video and your audio. And as you can see, that's now become the background. Now it might need some resizing like this one does here. So you're just going to click on that one there, go up to Effects Controls again, and go to the positioning ones, and go to Scale, and just drag that until it fits and fills the entire background. And there you have it. So thanks guys, it was just a little quick one this week. I just wanted to talk a little bit about green screen and show you easily how to do it. And yeah, Chris will be back next week. He'll be taking the session next time. And thank you for watching. See you later guys.